can't believe I'm talking to you lot about flashing. Yeah, I know what you like.
Ambush is never really ever, since she was built, stopped working. She's 90-year-old. I am worried what's going to happen to them if anything happens to me.
Ahoy there, if you're new to the channel, I'm Heidi and I live aboard my narrowboat home, the Rum Wench, with my little dog Bonnie. Join us as we travel the UK's canals and rivers in search of treasure and adventure. Good morning, it's about 8:15. I am leaving very shortly. I'm just having this second brew because I need to fill up with water. I've had my washing machine on. It's been a brilliant weekend here trading. The weather's been really good, but we've got a big storm coming in. And I've just been looking at the weather app and we've got rain forecast, but it's the winds we've got for the next 4 or 5 days, 34, 35, even 38-mile-an-hour winds. That's horrible as a single-handed boater. It's just a nightmare trying to pull this in as well. She's a heavy girl. However, there's a fault on the swing bridge just up there, Plank Lane swing bridge. It's a road bridge, cars go over it, and it may be shut in. So CRT are letting boats through at 10 o'clock today. So, I mean, I don't know if there's anybody waiting. I've hardly seen any boats, but I need to be there because I don't want to get stuck the wrong side of a swing bridge. So I'm going to go through there. But before it, there's a water point. Yeah, so the weather's absolute balls today. So everything changes. We had like a few days of gorgeous weather. And then it's now changed back to usual British summertime. So I'm just getting the boat ready to cruise. I need to fill up with water. As I said, I've had my washing machine on and I've been doing all my bedding and throws and all. Because I knew there's a water point coming up, so you have to make the best of it. Anyway, let's get unpinned and set off. So just coming up now is an amazing sculpture. It's called the Unlocked Sculpture, and it's made out of lock gates, and it's designed to look sort of like a book with the pages open, and it's wonderful. Me and Bonnie walk past it every single day. Each leaf of the book symbolises the unlocking of the mining heritage and the canal history. And I think it's called Unlocked because it holds the secrets to the canals and stories to be told. Because if you think about it, the canals and all the history and the heritage, there's so many stories, aren't there, from back in olden days. So just ahead there in the distance you can see the lift bridge, and just before it is the water point, and there's already boats waiting for this lift bridge to be opened at 10 o'clock. So what I'm going to do now is try and get as close as I can, more alongside, so I can fill up with water before the bridge is actually opened. This is the last water point now for a while because they've removed the one at Wigan, so I do need to make sure that I fill up today. And don't worry, I did speak to the gentleman on this boat here if it was okay to moor alongside. He's also waiting for the lift bridge to be open. I've managed to scramble across this boat and get my hose in. Getting the hose in was the hardest bit because, you know, the boat lengths, and if you just have a look here. So I've had to sort of climb across, scumble down the gunnels. But I think the sign's very confusing because it says visitors mooring, wait on here for the lift bridge, but also it's a water point. So it's very confusing. So the boat's all now filled up with water. Everything's good. There's quite a few boats now in the queue ready to go through. And heading now towards the first lock of the day. Yeah, see you later. Thank you very much.
So locks breaking and unplanned stoppages are all part and parcel of boat life. But when I saw that notice come up about the Plank Lane lift bridge, and it had this sort of assisted passage at 10 o'clock, I thought, by heck, I've got to get through there, because I've been stuck by a lift bridge before. It was a few years ago now. I'd done the Huddersfield and gone all the way up, done the Calder Hebble. I was coming back down on the Rochdale, and there was a lift bridge there called Grimshaw Lane, and it was out of action for nearly 3 months because they were waiting on a part. So I thought, I mean, that's probably nothing. It's a little hole thing which they'll probably fix in 2 days, but you never know. So I wanted to just get through, and then I could sort of relax, because I've got my dock at Liverpool booked and I don't want to miss that. Yeah, so at least we're through now. At least we're through and we can relax. So as I've mentioned previously, this is the Leeds Liverpool Canal, but this is the lee branch of the Leeds Liverpool Canal. And then when we get up here a bit further to Poolstock, just past there, the canal does a bit of a U-ey. And if you go right up the Wigan flight, that takes you towards Leeds. And if you go left, that takes you towards Liverpool. So it's like a Y, really. And we're going to be going left towards Liverpool. We've got this storm coming, so I need to find somewhere nice to sort of hunker down and wait for the strong winds and the rain to pass, which I think is going to be about 4 or 5 days. Around this area there's lots of flashes, these pools of water where the land's subsided, and they call them flashes. There's one here, there's one a little bit further up on the left as well, called Scotsman's Flash. I can't believe I'm talking to you lot about flashing. Yeah, I know what you like. Yeah, so I can say, yeah, today we've seen a couple of flashes. That put big coat on. Ah, feels like bullets. Proper cold and windy, and yeah, we're in August, and this weather's just absolute shite. Oh, it's Bonnie. Anyway, we'll be coming up to the first lock very shortly. So this is the first lock of the day, and I think this one's called Poolstock locks. I think there's 2 of them. Yeah, so let's get it open. And the thing is with these locks as well, is you don't only need a windlass or lock key, but you also need a handcuff key, because they've got anti-vandals on them, anti-vandal locks. Yeah, so I'll show you one of them now. This little T-shaped, very easy to lose key unlocks a little mechanism on the paddles in towns and cities. And this is to stop vandals using the lock and draining the canals of water. The good thing about the locks on the Leeds Liverpool Canal is the big uns, so they can fit in 2 narrowboats or a wide beam, and it's always best as a narrowboat to share the locks, especially when you're going up, because your boat can get thrown around quite a lot, and also obviously it saves water. So that's the first lock done, which is fantastic, but it has just started spitting. Oh, the joys! But at least it's not windy like it's been forecast. We are now approaching the town of Wigan, so we've got the second of these Poolstock locks to get through, and then we'll be making a left turn. So it's just started peeing down, so I've put little bombs inside because she hates the rain.
This lock's full. We're going to go now to the next one, which is in Wigan.
Green, green everywhere, beaches on the water. Jizz, 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 beaches on the water.
Look at it. So this is the town of Wigan, and it's quite famous for pies. Yeah, nice pie, slice of pie. Do you like a nice pie? And also for Wigan Pier. Balls. I think I've got some around my prop. It's all that weed, or maybe carry a bag or something. Thing is, because I know I'm going about my draft, but she's deep drafted and my propeller's massive. On my old boat, my propeller was only a tiny one and it hardly picked up anything. But the Rum Wench, she picks up everything. I just feel it juddering. But she's still able to move, so I'll carry on for now. So we're just coming up now to Wigan Pier. And we do a left here. Wigan Pier is an iconic landmark, famous worldwide. And there are so many different stories about the pier because it was in a town that was more than 20 miles from the sea. But Wigan, back in its day, was famous for its coal, so obviously boats were loaded and unloaded here. And then throughout time, buildings were erected on this site and used for various purposes, but the most famous was a nightclub. And now, I think it's going to be apartments or something. It's like they're doing some building work anyway. The wind's getting up now, but I'll tell you what, I've been very, very lucky today. The forecast was over 30-mile-an-hour winds, and it's only just been a little bit gusty. It gave out so much rain, but it's been all right. I mean, I'm back in my nipple warmer. I've had my big coat on. I've had my waterproof coat on. I feel very lucky and been travelling with this boat. They have been so wonderful. Little Annie there, she's only 12. She's been proper working hard, helping us on those locks. But I've got one more lock to do now and then I'm mooring up. Yeah, that's enough for me. They're continuing though, they're on quite a tight schedule. But I just want to find myself somewhere nice now. A little place called Crooke, there's a little pub there. Let's just hope though we can get through this lock and get moored up before the heavens open. I've just moored up here now in the village of Crooke. Not like the villain, it's spelt C-R-O-O-K-E. And I'm right opposite the pub. And in a minute, me and little Bonnie are going to have a big explore. We're going to have a look round, see if there's a post office or a shop or anything. And it's just nice to be in all this beauty again. It's gorgeous. So I've been moored up here now for about 2 hours. I went for a walk with little Bonnie. I couldn't find a shop anywhere, and I was speaking to someone, and it's quite far away. It's in the next village, but at least this place has got a pub, which leads me on because I'm off now to meet up with another female boater called Lou. We're having a drink in the pub. She's also got a boat just round the corner. She's not had it long. She's new to boating, and she said she herself all the time. And I remember what it's like when you first get a boat. Those first, well, even now sometimes, it's quite daunting, a little bit frightening and that. So I said, oh, I was gonna have a drink and I'll put your mind at rest. But I did meet her originally when I was back there at Pennington, and she was just scared of doing locks on her own. But she got some help down the locks to here, and then, yeah, she's here now, but she's renovating this boat. So anyway, I'll introduce you. When we get in the pub, I'll introduce you. So I've just come into the pub now. All the boaters are here. So this is Lou, who I was telling you about, that's got a boat called Grumpy Bollocks. But you're changing the name, aren't you?
Spirit of Bunty.
Spirit of Bunty.
Springer boat.
And she's doing it up, so Springer. And then we've got these two. This is Steve. We call her Stevie Nicks, isn't it? Yeah. And this is Dawn at the end.
The beautiful Sophie behind the bar.
So things have progressed since I last picked up the camera, because we're now on the shots.
Yay!
So I've got a little bit of a hangover today after last night's shenanigans in the pub, but it was so lovely meeting all the other boaters and just chatting boating talk, talking about toilets and boat routes and engines and the things that boaters talk about. But it dawned on me that I hadn't actually had a proper chat with Lou, that's got this Springer boat. She's brand new to boating, she's all excited, so I'm heading over now to have a little bit of a chat.
I bought this boat last year. I've been trying to get it up from Northwich to Southport, and I want to live on the boat. My life's changed a little bit, so now instead of working, travelling around, I'm now working somewhere permanent. And this was my alternative to running a house and getting me out there and being able to live with more freedom and everything. So getting on the boat at first, never driven a boat, tended to steer the wrong way round with the tiller. Don't really know the words of everything, but I am learning new things every day. And at 61, this is like a new phase of my life. My kids are grown up, I've got lots of grandchildren, still need to take care of my dad, but this is my time. So this is what I want to do. It's only a 30-foot Springer, but for me at first, learning to drive, negotiate locks, doing lock bridges, being able to park it and everything, this is ideal for just me and my dog for this new phase of my life. I'm nervous and excited about it. I've bumped it so many times, I've lost fenders off the side, I've gone through 2 long tunnels and a few quite hard leaky locks, and apparently they all are. But yeah, I am learning every day and we'll get there. So I am really enjoying it. I feel as if I'm on permanent holiday. Come and have a look. It's a bit of a mess of offs. I am camping on the boat.
Well, thanks for letting us have a little look inside.
Right, ferocious dog coming out. Yeah, good girl. Go get it. Go get it ready, steady, go.
So remember, this is a work in progress and Lou's been working so hard refitting it all out. So let's have a look what she's done so far. So you've done all this wood on here, all the wood?
Yeah. Got all that done, yeah.
It's lovely.
I don't know yet whether to stain it or paint it. But I might varnish it first, see if I like it, because it's easy to paint after you varnish.
Yeah.
Whereas the other way round, there's no going back really.
So that is it. You don't need to have much money, much anything to get yourselves on the water, as long as your boat has a survey. You had a survey, didn't you? It was really good.
A really good survey. It came out really, really well. The only thing on the survey that he didn't like was the name, because the original name was Grumpy Bollocks.
Yeah, so as long as you have a survey, make sure your hull's sound, you've got a working engine, you can do anything you want to the boat inside, and that's what Lou's doing. Yeah, so we're going to have a quick pint now. And then
In the sunshine.
in the sunshine, we've got to make the best of the sunshine, haven't we?
Yeah, just outside Wigan. Glorious. Cheers.
And I couldn't come to the Wigan area without having a Wigan pie.
No. Not good.
Good girl, Bonnie. Good girl. Good morning. Excuse the hair. I've only just got out of the shower and it's absolutely peeing down. But over there, Ambush and Viktoria are two really old historic boats. They're wonderful. They were built at Yarwoods, I think, in Northwich around 1930. And they're run by a guy called Derek, and he's there at the moment. So I'm going to go across and see if we can have a little chat with him. Tell us a little bit about these wonderful, huge pair of boats. So these two absolute beauties are Ambush and Viktoria, and they're proper big uns. They're 72 foot and they're the last remaining unconverted motor and dumboat. So Derek now is going to tell us a little bit about them.
My name's Derek Bent. I originate from Dover, Abram, where the two locks are at Dover Lock. At Dover Lock there was a canal carrier, T&W Wells, and that's how I started when I was about 10-year-old. I'm not from a boating family, I'm from a mining background, and that's how I got going, helping the boats through the top lock, which still survived at that time. I used to ride with Billy. He had the last steamer which we're operating, and we used to go to Trafford Park in Manchester. I've been on the barges about 70 years. I've had different boats over years. I've done buzz driving, wagon driving, machine driving, been down the pits. Once you get on the canal, it's in your blood. You can't just walk away from it. I've tried. It don't work, I'm afraid. The main thing is with these two vessels, there was 9 built. Viktoria is the oldest surviving dumboat, and Ambush is the second oldest motor still surviving to this day. Respectively, Ambush was built in 1933, Viktoria was in 1934. Her motor, Black Prince, is in Shannon Harbour under another name. Ambush's dumboat was lost in the Second World War when an ammunition ship blew up in one at Liverpool docks, and she was tied there and it got destroyed. Ambush has never really ever, since she was built, stopped working. She's 90-year-old. In fact, she's 91 this year, and Vicky's 90 this year. And my main aim is, what worries me, I'm 80-year-old, I am worried what's going to happen to them if anything happens to me. I would be interested in people coming to talking to me about the restoration, because Ambush now, it needs that much work doing on it. It's still waterproof, but it needs a lot of other work doing, top side, bottom side. I need help, and I'll be very grateful if people who come forward. Anybody with experience with the lottery funding, come and see me. My number is 07837 428 588. Thank you. That's what you wanted.
Yeah, that was absolutely perfect, Derek. So Derek's trying to get these two boats fully restored so they're not broken up or turned into houseboats. He can continue working And because Ambush still to this day now is not delivering diesel, but you're serving diesel from it.
Yeah.
And coal, there was a boat yesterday getting diesel from it. So he's still doing all this. And you want in volunteers that can help with funding and
anything.
Anything so that these don't go to rack.
Yeah, I've always done all the welding myself. It's me what's done the decks, and with the help of God rest his soul, Tommy Parkinson. Tommy used to G me up to get me to do the work, but yeah, sadly I miss him. He was a good help.
And you've kept these going for years.
Since 96 I got them. 1996 I bought.
And they're a wonderful pet, and they're part of our history. So yeah, so let us know. Anybody can do any fundraising or anything like that, then yeah, please let us know. Another really interesting fact here about Derek is he's nearly 80 and he's not retired, and because Ambush's engine isn't working at the moment, he's doing van deliveries. So he's taking gas, coal, diesel to all parts of the north here. So I'll get Derek to tell you a little bit about his route doing that.
You've got to understand, the boats, they're a registered charity. So for me to keep the boats, I have to still go out and do it. It's a non-profit organisation. All the money what we make goes back into the boats. That's the only way they'll survive here at the moment. I have done about 6 or 7 deliveries on Lancaster Cow. Minimum 100 litres. I do gas. All I ask is it's where I can get with my van. The main thing is I've got to keep going. I don't make anything out of it, not a penny. I have my pension, that's enough. Everything goes back to the boats. That's the only way they've been surviving. That's the way I do it. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, what an absolutely amazing guy. And I was just chatting to him then, and he said that he's just really worried about retiring because he doesn't know what's going to happen to the boats if he does. And that is passion, that, isn't it? That is passion, and I love this, seeing this love for two old beauties like that. Yes, if anybody can help in any way with like fundraising and that, please drop him a number. I will put the number as well in the description of the video. So we're back at the boat now, and it is still early. I don't have a big cup of coffee, I only have a little espresso type. But because it's so early, we just have a little quick shot of rum in there. And whilst I am pouring this, a huge thank you to this week's pirate crew. Oh, let's might as well finish that off, haven't we? Oh my goodness, that is absolutely gorgeous and just what you need on a miserable day like today. So I'm not going to take you in the rear entrance today because this video is quite long enough, but I am going to say if anybody has got any skills in raising money with the National Lottery or any other fundraising things or anything like that, just to help Derek out with these beautiful boats, Ambush and Viktoria, then please do get in touch. I will put Derek's number in the video description. And if you saw my video a few weeks ago about the Daniel Adamson steamboat, that was an absolute beautiful boat. And that started off as a dream by Dan Cross to get that fully restored. And with the National Lottery, the help of wonderful volunteers, engineers and everyone, that boat now it's back to its former glory. It's absolutely stunning. If you haven't watched that video, please do. If they could do something like that for Derek and Ambush and Viktoria, oh, I mean, because these are parts of our history. I would love to see them work in the canals again. And this to me is what YouTube is all about, or my channel especially. It's meeting all these real wonderful people with these dreams and aspirations and hopes, and oh, so let's make it happen, people. Let's make this happen. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video here, so if you have enjoyed it, please do give me a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, absolutely free, and you can even ring that bell as well. Oh, but these videos would not be possible if it wasn't for you guys viewing them, and also to my lovely, gorgeous patrons. So that's it. So please stay safe, take care, and I'll see you next week. Cheers! This is Kate and Dave, and the dog's called Bubba. Bubba Shrimp. And Bonnie. We went on a big walk this morning, didn't we? And Bonnie loves him. They so love him. Oh, I need Bubba.
Yeah.
She loves it.